The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What's up, everybody? It's the week of October 28th, 2019. My name is Taylor Cooper. This is Might Be Sports. With me, as always, Kevin Reevy. What up, Reevy?
I don't know much, but I know how I love you.
What up, CJ?
How's it going?
Reevy, I love it when you serenade me like that.
And that may be all I need to know. It's my Aaron Neville.
Dude, it's spot on. Do you ever do that in karaoke?
No. I randomly send audio files of that to my girlfriend every now and then. She likes it.
She likes it?
Yeah, dude, she loves it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's what he thinks.
That's fantastic.
She loves it.
Oh, she's got to love that. That's fantastic.
If it was socially acceptable, I'd be Aaron Neville for Halloween.
Wow. Just
You got to get the fingerless gloves,
right.
the sleeveless jean jacket,
Yes.
the afro glow
Yep.
on the Jerry curl going.
Dude, because you crushed that, I'm telling you.
Thank
it's
you.
fantastic. Yeah, I look stupid right now because I'm being Walter White for Christmas, and so I shaved my beard, and
It was good.
yeah, it looks pretty
It
good.
looked awesome.
Jackie's gonna be Jessie from the show. She's just gonna wear my jeans, a hoodie. We're getting some blue glass from craft store or something. We ordered some like beakers, like some plastic.
Oh, do you
beakers.
need a meth guy?
Yeah, the meth guy.
No, do you need a meth guy?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah. You have a meth guy?
We'll talk off mic.
All right, yeah, we'll talk off. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk after the show. But yeah, it's actually we're looking forward to it. I was trying to figure out something cheap to do. Anyway, Sixers.
Can you hear me good, by the way?
I can.
I'm not coming in strong on my headphones, but as long as... Oh, that's stronger.
Is that better?
Oh, all right.
Is
yeah.
that better?
Now
All right,
we're
cool.
talking.
You got it. You
Oh,
got it.
yeah.
How about you, CJ? Any adjustments need to be made for you?
Nah, I'm good.
We just wing it. No, we actually did do a check and everything, and this is my fault.
It's okay. It's really okay. So Sixers. I want to talk some Sixers real quick because holy shit, they look good. They had a big win against Atlanta on Monday night. Looked ugly, and it just I can't believe that they pulled out the win. And I think that that's a sign of a good team, right? That like they win the games that they should win, obviously, but they also win the games that they're struggling in. And I was really happy to see that. One guy that's really blowing me away right now is Tobias Harris. He leads the team in points. He leads the team in rebounds right now. Absolutely fantastic. It's just you want to see that, especially with them letting Jimmy Butler go. You know what I mean? And
I thought you were going to say Matisse Thybulle.
he's crushing it.
We were talking about him.
We were.
And then you sent me a text, and it got me looking up his stats, and I threw a tweet out there.
Yeah.
It was just funny that he had played 2 games, starting both games, total of 45 minutes, and he had 3 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And so if you, to that point, so he had 45 minutes, 3 points scored. If you take the threshold to 30 minutes, I mean, he's at 45 minutes. You take that down to 30. No player in the NBA scored as little as 3 points with at least 30 minutes played. That's crazy.
Right.
It's insane. It
It
was
is
like
crazy.
there was a few guys at like 28 minutes and 29 minutes and scored maybe 2 points, 3 points, but I think he scored somewhere like 8 to 10 points his third game. So, he's putting the ball in the basket, but it's very interesting that a shooting guard, and it's not even a hate tweet. I wasn't even, hating on him.
Right.
His defense is kind of insane, and it's kind of a novel concept. To maybe an interesting idea would be if you're a gambling man and you love the big long shot, Thybulle for Defensive Player of the Year is 100 to 1. You throw $5 on it, $10 on it.
Yeah.
$10 wins $1,000, but a lot of talk about his defense, locking guys down. If he can be a Ben Wallace type, if they don't need him to score, it's called shooting guard, but who cares? Especially in the NBA now when everyone's shooting threes. More on that later. It's just it's like a specialty league, like Major League Baseball is, like with specialty pitchers and all that kind of thing. He doesn't have to shoot the ball, and if he's a lockdown defender, potentially better than anybody else in the league, and focuses on just that, 100-1, not bad.
I'll take that. I would put $10 on that just to fuck around and hopefully win $1,000 because he looks good. He doesn't look defensive player of the year right now. You talk about sample size, like you said. We just got to wait on that. But good enough to throw $10 at it right now for sure, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to hedge that, and I don't know if those long-term bets, if any of these online casinos allow you to sell a bet later on in the year. Like, let's say he gets 60 games in, and the league is really paying attention, and his odds go from 100-1, let's say 20-1. You're sitting on this 100-1 bet. Could you sell that at some sort of compromise price? I don't know if these sites allow you to do that or not.
Right.
But you could always, every once in a while, when I've had very few times I've had bets like that in the past, I've offered, I'll sell it to a friend and be like, hey, here's a bet. I bought it at 80-1. It's now going off at, 40-1. I'll give you a deal with a value of around 60. Nobody ever goes for it, but, I got cheap friends. And I don't like to see bets through. I'm a terrible gambler.
Right.
I'm bad at it. I should have, though, this weekend. I bet on the Chiefs. I like to bet underdogs. And you can jump out early on those bets if you bet the money line, at least on FanDuel. So I did that. It was only $10. It was a 2-1, maybe, I think 2-1. And at one point it offered me, $13 to get out of the bet. So
wow.
I would make $3.
Wow.
But they lost the game, and I lost everything, Taylor. I lost everything.
I lost everything.
So, but I always cut out too early on those bets, and I missed the big payout. So this one, I'm like, I'm going to see it through.
For the to take it back to the Sixers.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I didn't have the stats up, and now I do. Tobias Harris leads the team in points per game at 19. 9 rebounds per game is the lead for the squad as well. Ben Simmons leads the team in assists with 8. Simmons also leads the team in steals, and Josh Richardson right now is leading the team in blocks. That's another one player that looks really good, a really nice addition to the squad. Embiid was out over the weekend, but looked really good against Atlanta. I'm happy with that. Al Horford looks like he's got a nice little support role going on. Nothing major, but pretty good. I'm anxious to see how Horford can cover Embiid when Embiid is out, because he didn't look fabulous on Saturday. Granted, new team, new everything. I'm still kind of giving everybody the benefit of the doubt in the beginning of the season here. But I'm interested to see how that goes, because, Horford is not Embiid. You could tell the difference wholeheartedly, big time, from Saturday to Monday. So I'm interested to see how that all plays out as the season goes. But right now, in my mind, the Sixers look like they got a couple all-stars on the squad. I would right now, Tobias is playing at a very high level, in my opinion. He even looked good on Monday.
It's going to be weird. They have a team where this year, as opposed to years previously, I don't see where they improve at the trade deadline. It's only going to be small deals. They're going to deal for a guy that shoots threes, and that's it. It could be like a Kyle Korver, depending on it. I forget who he's playing for this year. But it's going to be a guy like that who does nothing else, scores 8 points a game, and puts up, 5 3-point shots, and maybe shoots a 2-pointer every other game. Guy that only shoots threes, making $9 million a year.
Yeah.
I don't know what you trade for a guy like that, a couple second-round picks, but that's the only way I see them improving, unless they, somebody goes down with an injury. And even then, I think they're kind of locked into this long term. So,
yeah.
I
think that, you and I, we talked briefly about it between episodes about the shooting. That's still a concern. I think that we're seeing an improved Sixers team right now than last season, but there's still obviously room for improvement where the shooting is concerned. I mean, Monday against the Atlanta, it was pretty sloppy. They've won 3 pretty sloppy games. They're the only undefeated team left in the East right now, which is fantastic. I mean, the Sixers want that number 1 seed. It's obviously still very, very early, but just keep building, keep getting that chemistry together. They look like a good team, not just a good team, but like a good locker room, good energy coming out. Just from watching them, it looks like they're all in this together. I haven't seen Ben Simmons make any more jumpers, but right now,
who cares?
That's not necessary.
It looks inevitable that they come out of the East, but obviously you have to see it play out. They got to be the odds-on favorite at this point. I mean,
I would say so. I mean,
and I'm always talking about not getting, too hype or to exaggerate, a short sample size, but on paper they look great, and so far on the floor they look great. So moving forward, especially how great they look on defense, if Embiid stays healthy, no one can touch them in the East. Maybe even the West. I'm not sure. I mean, Golden State, they're kind of out of the equation right now.
Golden State is 1-2 as of this recording.
Steph Curry shooting around 25% from 3.
Yeah.
While putting up 10 3-point shots a game. So, and I think did they already say or insinuate Klay's not coming back?
He's not coming back this season.
So you can put them away, you would assume. The Lakers don't look great. And, everything can change. The Lakers are definitely... LeBron's teams are always teams that seem to surge late.
Real quick, breaking news. I'm watching because right now...
Eagles?
No. But the Rams traded Aqib Talib and a 5th-round pick to Dolphins for future pick.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Holy shit.
Well, Aqib Talib, he's on... the injured reserve list.
Oh, is he?
I don't believe he's playing. Otherwise, it'd be weird. Like, why trading a talented cornerback to the Dolphins?
Future pick.
Basically, the Dolphins are buying a draft pick.
Yeah.
So, essentially, they might be trading a 7th rounder for a 6th rounder. Or maybe even like a 7th rounder for a better ranked.
I haven't seen anything for the
7th
Eagles.
rounder.
I haven't seen anything for the Eagles.
Well, I think as of right now, as we record this, the trade deadline, I believe, is up. I think it was 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, yep.
So what I've been doing, and what I love about Twitter, before I really started using it, about 3 years ago, I started using it more and more. I didn't know how to use it yet, but it is the greatest news source you could ever have. Just because everybody else, it's kind of like Wikipedia claims to be, but it's like a Wikipedia Live. Everybody, it's this community. I mean, it's mostly garbage, dumpster fire, horrible neighborhood. But what it is good for, when news breaks, it's there insanely fast. So it's great to go on Twitter. You put in, you type in Eagles, and usually something spits out with breaking news, if that's what you're looking for. Right now, I put in Eagles in Twitter, and latest... and it shows a guy jumping off a cliff, and it says, at Eagles, thanks for nothing. So I'm assuming as of right now, there's no deal.
Yeah, we usually record this show much later. It's actually, it's 4 right now. So, yeah, it's over. It's over. They didn't do anything.
Well, do we know that yet? Because the trade deadline is at 4. And we're like, well, it's 4:04. Nothing happened.
I mean,
are we plugged into the, it's not going to come directly to us right away.
I'm watching currently on
or are they
stream,
saying that it hasn't been done?
I'm watching the NFL trade deadline special on ESPN, and they're talking about the Rams trading for Jalen Ramsey. So like they're done talking about shit that's already happened or that's like happening now. It's over. I don't see any mention of the Eagles, and I'm trying to keep an eye on like the breaking news at the bottom, and nothing's popping up. There's nothing there. There's just, I don't know. That's a disappointment. Because I heard a couple names thrown around. Mike Evans. I even heard Le'Veon Bell was mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to. I guess
the Jets are
a desperate team might make a move like that, but when you're locked into a running back nowadays for his cap number is going to be around $15 million next year, and you're seeing what kind of difference a running back doesn't make in the league, like Bell, the Jets are a bad team, but even with a great, he doesn't make a difference. And,
right.
I mean, he barely shows up on the stat line. You could tell he's still a very talented back, but that's how little a difference a running back can make. He doesn't make them bad to okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to invest in a guy like that, I think even look at Saquon Barkley. He came back, and I think the Giants lost to whoever the hell they lost to a couple weeks back. He's the best running back in the league. I think Ezekiel Elliott, they lost to the Jets. I think maybe the Jets only lost this year.
Yeah, yep. That's their only win.
So what difference do these guys really make?
Yeah.
You're not going to want to pay them $15 million. But we all knew that was a mistake when it was made. That's the trend in the NFL. That's where they're going.
Right.
Running backs don't really matter all that much. But, that being said, if you can transform Le'Veon Bell into kind of like a hybrid wide receiver running back and your offense is already set, cool. I just don't want to pay him $15 million.
Cowboys got somebody from the Jets. Something Adams.
Not sure of his last name. Safety.
Is he a safety? Okay.
So, that's a guy the Eagles would have been looking for, and I'm sure they made an offer. But you never know. When you get a bunch of teams, battling it out against one another, you can't guarantee you're going to get the best deal.
Right.
Fan bases get all upset, and they say, oh, we could have gotten him. Yeah, but the player can only go to one team.
Right.
It's going to be, you have to set a limit. You have to trust your process. You have to trust your evaluations of these players, and you can't go over that. I wrote an article, for the aceofspader.com where I said, I think Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. That doesn't necessarily mean I think the Cowboys should re-sign him.
Right.
Now, it looks like, he's having a good year.
Yeah.
They should, and they will try to do everything to re-sign him, but
he's still young, too.
You have to have a number in mind. And nobody's got an endless number. Nobody's good enough in the NFL right now, or maybe ever, to the point where when it comes to free agent time, it's like, all right, here's a blank sheet of paper. You write your number, it's done. Nobody's that good.
Right.
So with all the reporting in the offseason of what Dak wanted, if he still wants that in the offseason, if he still wants something like 35, 40 million, whatever it was, that's insane. I think that's insane, and the Cowboys have to be strong enough to walk away from something like that. They'd put themselves in a huge hole having to now fill the quarterback position if they let him walk.
Right.
But I think in the end, the market determines these things. If somebody's willing to pay Dak Prescott that amount of money, fine. But if you believe he's not worth a certain amount of money, you have to walk away. That's how the game is played. They talk about that in poker all the time. You might think you have the best hand, but there's so much math to be played. If the price is too high, if you're working out the odds and the price is too high and it says get out, forget what your instincts say. You got to get out. So, I don't know. Sometimes these trades don't work out, but not working out can be to your benefit in the long run. How many more draft picks are we going to give up to try to win now for a 4-4 Eagles team?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but with that rationale though, like, do we tank? Do they tank?
Well, no, that's insane.
That's insane.
You believe you still have the talent on this team.
Right.
And if they believe they had the talent before the season, you're only
They're saying
halfway
Deshaun
through.
Jackson's coming back. They're saying that,
right.
So
these trade deadlines make you think, like we were just saying with the Sixers. Man, I can't imagine what moves they're going to make at the trade deadline. Like they need to make a move. Why do you always need to make a move?
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah.
The moves are for the offseason. You created this team.
Run with it.
That's your team.
Right.
If you believed your team was good enough before the season, you have more information now. There's guys hurt. Yeah. But are you going to jeopardize the future so much?
Right.
To make a move right now when, hell, if you lose to the Cowboys next time out, it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Because once you lose those 2 games, you put yourself in a 2-game hole, basically.
Right.
Right now, they're a half game back from Dallas. That sounds close. If they lose them again, they get the tiebreaker. So they could be 1 game back, and it's actually 2 games. They have to be a full game ahead of the Cowboys to clear the Cowboys in that division.
Right.
So that's 1 game. Even though they're only halfway through, 1 game could determine the rest of the year. So I don't think you want to jeopardize the whole season.
Right.
Just for the odds to be so stacked against you right now as they are.
Let's see. Let's look at the NFL standings right now because it's been nuts. I mean, the injuries around the league have been just nuts. But right now the standings, the leaders of the divisions, New England is crushing that division, AFC East. AFC North, Baltimore in firm control of that right now. Cleveland is just abysmal. Well, Cincinnati's actually, like, they're horrible. AFC South.
Yeah, they benched, why could I never think of his
Dalton,
damn name?
Andy Dalton. Yeah.
He's got one of those names. It's a permanent mind block.
Yeah, I just always forget it too.
I need to just lock myself in a room and write his name over and over 500 times.
Nah, he'll be out of the league.
Yeah, I don't think I got to remember his name anymore.
No, you don't. He's done.
He'd be a great backup quarterback, though.
Yeah.
The Eagles should look into a guy like that.
Yeah. Let's see. AFC South. Indianapolis is winning that division. They're basically tied though with Houston. AFC West, the Chiefs, pretty firm control over that. Very disappointing division this year. A lot of people were talking really heavy on the Chargers, as you know. They are a whopping 3-5 right now. Over to the NFC, Dallas is winning the NFC East. They were on bye last week. They're 4-3. The Eagles are 4-4. NFC North, Green Bay has that division by 1 game, followed by Minnesota. Steep drop off after that. Detroit, I feel like, is a way better team than a 3-3 record right now.
Are they 3-3-1?
Yeah, 3-3-1. Yep. And Chicago, I mean, their defense just can't do everything. Their offense is just horrible.
Yeah, I guess I overrated their defense early on in the year. They kind of dropped off a little bit since they lost to Oakland. Now the Eagles have them next week, which is good for the Eagles. Where's that game? That game's in Philly.
I think that game's in Philly.
So that's lucky for them because it'd be a rough scenario to have to go to Chicago. After,
they're home, I think, for the next couple weeks because they just came back from a 3-game road trip. Let's see.
But they need to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, they got
That's been the problem with Chicago.
Yeah.
But if they're scouting the Eagles right now, and one thing I guess they couldn't do last week, neither team last week could throw the damn ball because the wind was too strong.
Yeah, yep.
So even if the Bills wanted to take advantage of that aspect, and I kind of thought they still would, the one thing I like to do, I say I like to do, like I'm an offensive coordinator. What I would like to do if I was a severely underqualified offensive coordinator, throw the ball up. I remember a game Nick Foles had a couple years ago. The wind was intense, and he just threw the ball up, and it might have been the first play of the game. Threw the ball up. It ended up being about 15 yards shorter than he intended, but the cornerback was so thrown, it was a pass interference flag easy.
Yeah.
Because the cornerback is expecting this bomb, and all of a sudden the wide receiver cuts back, cornerback runs right into him, pass interference flag.
Yeah.
I like doing things like that because let's face it, the rules favor the offense. So just throw the ball up when the wind is crazy like that sometimes, and the cornerback, they're not going to know what the hell's going on.
Right.
And you're just going to, maybe play yourself into a flag. They didn't really do that. So we'll see next week what the conditions are if Chicago, their quarterback situation sucks. But
yeah,
I think if you were playing against the Eagles, you just got to throw it up.
It's I feel like those throw ups like that, those more or less Hail Marys. That's what made Aaron Rodgers famous, right? Like, yeah, all right, he won a Super Bowl. I look at Aaron Rodgers and I think of I don't think of like going down the field like a Tom Brady. You know what I mean? I think of Aaron Rodgers and I think, all right, if he gets to a certain point on the field, he has 3 tries at a Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I think of Drew Brees almost the same way, kind of in between the two, right? Because like Drew Brees can do both. He can do that real nice 2-minute drill where he can take it from the 30-yard line all the way down to the other end and either get in field goal. Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger kind of the same way.
Yeah, yep. So I think like Aaron Rodgers is like just put it up, pray, hope that, whoever's going to make the catch. And that's worked out in his favor more often than not, right? I mean, certainly in big game situations. And if you look, you're right. Like, especially maybe they didn't just because of the wind, but you think about it, like that would be a better time to do it. Maybe it could also throw off the receiver and like where is the ball actually going? You know what I mean? And maybe that's why, I don't know. But the Eagles looked really good as far as they were getting their rushing, attack going. Last week. Real quick, the NFC South, the Saints, speaking of Drew Brees, he came back. They are in control of that division. He looked good coming back, too. Teddy Bridgewater looked good as well in his absence, so I think the Saints are in pretty good position over there. The NFC West, of course, the only other undefeated team in the league, the San Francisco 49ers.
Who killed the Panthers.
Yeah, killed the Panthers.
Massacre.
The Seahawks and Rams are right behind them, though, in that division. So that's the NFC West is shaping up to be the division to watch this year. None of the other ones are really all that close. I mean, the NFC North, of course, Green Bay and Minnesota, 1 game apart. NFC East, we're the Eagles and Cowboys are 1 game apart. AFC South. But, like, the entire NFC West is pretty much in it, minus the Arizona Cardinals. So, it's been a crazy season so far. I'm excited to see we're officially at the halfway point as well. So, or coming out of the halfway point, I guess. What are your takeaways from the season so far? Like, who do you think the powerhouse teams to watch are?
I think there's a lot of parity. I'm not that impressed with the 2 unbeaten teams at the top. I can't really pick one team that I'm saying is dominant. Like the Patriots have been in the past. I think they could be beaten. There's been a few games we talked about before where Tom Brady hasn't looked like he's looked in the past. He had in a 4-game stretch, 3 of those games, he had a total of 1 touchdown. So he had 2 games with 0 touchdown passes and 1 game with just 1. And I think the 4th game he threw 3. So in 4 games he threw 4 touchdowns. Not great. You can tell he's just different. And he's 42 years old.
Right.
And they're playing not great opponents. Their division, as always, not great. So the 49ers, their defense looks amazing, but their quarterback doesn't look like he looks more like when they won with Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Kind of the same deal there. So they have a weakness there that maybe can be exploited. So they're the 2 unbeaten teams. They're supposed to be the best in the NFL, but I can see both those teams going down. I like the Vikings, the way they seem to turn their season around against the Eagles, and not just saying that because they beat my team. I really think on offense, they might be the best offensive team.
Yeah.
They have a great running game, and as long as Thielen can stay on the field, their wide receivers are strong. So And Cousins not that bad a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty good.
The two teams for me that
And I don't think the Packers, and I've been saying it for weeks, I don't think they're as good as everybody's saying.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Aaron Rodgers is showing major signs of decline, and I think he's actually a little afraid of getting hit. And I think it's changed his game a little bit.
Yeah.
If he gets rocked, I don't know. I think you could, against a really great defense, he maybe, it changes everything for that team. And that's, what, week 1, they played the Bears.
Right.
The Bears made their offense look terrible. So we'll see how that plays out. But a bunch of teams that people are like highly rating, there's huge weaknesses.
Yeah.
So through the next 8 games, I want to see who kind of, rises to the top.
Right. Real quick before we go on break, my two teams that I'm watching pretty heavily for the next 8 weeks is I'm really curious to see how the Indianapolis Colts do through the second half of the season. They've kind of been a shocker for me a little bit with all the turmoil before the season, with Andrew Luck leaving abruptly and not knowing how that team's going to shake out. I think that they're in a pretty evenly matched division, and I would like to see them, keep moving up, because I think that they're a really good squad. The other squad that I'm taking a really close look at over the next few weeks is the New Orleans Saints, because like I mentioned, I mean, you see Drew Brees go down, and it's just like, well, they're done for the next 8 weeks, and they just kept right on trucking through that division. And I think that now that he's back, they're a real threat in the NFC. I think that they're better than the 49ers.
Yeah, that's a team that could certainly separate themselves from the pack. We didn't really get a chance to see how good they were.
Right.
Because Drew Brees wasn't there.
Right.
So in saying that every team seems to have this major weakness, the Saints could be that team that doesn't, because their defense looks amazing.
Yeah.
And if their weakness was quarterback, now they fill that. I believe Alvin Kamara is hurt or something.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in the Patreon version, because
he's on your fantasy squad.
Yeah, and I had him starting, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Hey, Taylor Cooper here, and if you're looking for real, all-natural relief from stress and muscle soreness, you've got to check out our friends at Eunomia CBD. Eunomia CBD products are grown and processed in the USA, nano-amplified, 100% THC-free, and third-party lab tested. Order anywhere in the U.S. and use promo code MBN to get free shipping plus 20% off your entire order just for our listeners. What are you waiting for? Is stress wearing you down? Are sore muscles getting in the way of your weekend plans? Eunomia CBD is a game changer. I personally love their menthol pain relief lotion. Their gummies are delicious, and they even have CBD treats for your dogs. Go to eunomiacbd.com, check out all their products, and don't forget to use promo code MBN for an extra 20% off your order plus free shipping. It's your life. Feel better. Eunomia CBD. That's EUNOMIA. EUNOMIA. CBD.com. Go there now. Use MBN as the promo code. Get 20% off and free shipping. Must be 18 years old or older to purchase.
So you've been listening to the Might Be News Network, but you still can't get enough each week? Become our patron on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/MBN Network to become a patron and get exclusive content now. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to extended episodes of all your favorite shows, as well as perks including MBN merch and monthly giveaways. Just want to support the network? Become a patron for as much or as little as you'd like. Get bonus content each week and head to patreon.com/MBN Network. Your contributions help us make this network bigger and better than ever before. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
Welcome back to Might Be Sports. With me, as always, Kevin Reevy and CJ. We got guess the spreads. We got clickbait. But first, we've got another Reevy rant. What do you got this week, Reevy?
Reevy rant.
Reevy rant.
Ow. Okay, so let's get into it.
That sounder's a work in progress.
Yeah, we worked on that all weekend.
Yeah, we just need it.
You don't know how much production value went into it. There's
Still working on it.
We try. Just not very hard. Anywho, so ESPN had an article, an op-ed by Jeff Passan, author of The Arm, best-selling baseball book a couple years ago. Number 3rd best-selling book that year, by the way. Incredible baseball stats by Ryan Spader and Kevin Reevey. Just saying.
Wow.
Just saying. But, The Arm was all right. It was a good book, whatever. So he's got an opinion piece. The irony is the title of his article is How One Blown Strike Call in Game 5 Illustrates MLB's Need for Robot Umps. How one blown strike call. Listen to your own title, man. And I know he didn't write the headline. These guys rarely do. But it's just one blown strike call. We exaggerate. We get crazy over one play, one pitch, one incident. And we want to change the game. I don't like it. Basically, Jeff Passan is arguing for robot umpires. And it seems inevitable, but why? I mean, arguing over umpires is an aspect of the game we love to hate. And love-hate is real. If it wasn't, Twitter wouldn't exist. I've never loved a show as much as I hate Two Broke Girls. I mean, Taylor, famously, you adore Donald Trump. But I mean, the listeners should know how much you just rip into Bernie Sanders when the mics aren't hot. It's crazy. You love to hate that guy.
Love it.
I mean, it's gotten to the point on Facebook that I don't even comment on something unless I disagree. Because if I agree with it, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll smash the like button. I love the Eagles, but my hatred of the Cowboys is what fans that flame. So what I'm saying is we need the umpires because we hate them. We need flaws in the game because it's part of our emotional investment in that game. If you take away the balls and strike umpires, you'll eventually get rid of all the umpires. And then you're roboticizing a game that's already pretty damn robotic and boring. Wow. It's getting more boring. Even the biggest baseball fans on the planet have difficulty watching these games sometimes because of what it's evolved into. So people complain that the game is being played on a computer. That's the biggest complaint now. It's too much, statistics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But these same people want to put a computer in the field of play, calling balls and strikes. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And as always, the intentions are good, but I don't give a shit because there's a bigger picture at play. The concussion protocol in the NFL, the extended foul nets in baseball that I've talked about ad nauseum, it's all for the health and safety of fans and players, yet the NHL, boxing, and UFC all make it perfectly legal to punch someone in the face. So, there's double standards everywhere. Baseball needs to grow a pair and not give in to the fan pressure. Because they're not even acting in their own best interest. It's not what the fans want. You need to think things through. Fans don't want more nets and they don't want robot umpires. I'm not saying you shouldn't do some of these things, but you have to figure out a way that doesn't detract from the fan experience. The NFL overreacted last year and caved when the Saints fans said, it should have been a flag. So they changed the rules because of one pass? They changed the rules, and now what are we left with? A pass interference challenge that everyone hates this year. We did that to ourselves.
Everybody hates it, yeah.
Yep. So these leagues, they need to be the parents. We're the kids. We don't know better. We're just fans. I mean, I know better. Because I'm Reevey, and this is the Reevey rant, and I get to say what I want, and I'm right. This is but it's also my podcast. So I know what's best for us. So quit trying to change shit for the worse and listen to me. All right? Keep the umps, take down the nets, get rid of the pass interference challenge, scrap hockey altogether. It was a novel idea, but a bad one. Move the three-point line back to half court. My favorite team's center takes too many threes, and the point guard doesn't take any. That's not a world I want to live in. Soccer sucks. That's my time.
Wow.
Fire!
Wow.
Fire on the mountain.
That was quite a rant. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. That was very good work by you. I can tell that you really thought about all that stuff.
I'm trolling someone in particular on our network with one of those comments that I snuck in there at the end. So we'll see how that plays out.
He's gonna be so mad at you.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, if he hears this, what's he going to say? You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care.
I don't even care.
Kevin on Kevin crime.
He wants to criticize my rant. Say it to my face.
You ready for guess the spreads? Let's do it. Let's do it. What do you got? What do you got, CJ?
All right. Thursday night. 49ers at Cardinals.
Ooh. I'll start with 49ers by at Cardinals, you said?
Yes.
49ers by 5.
Let's see. 49 at Cardinals. I'm high on the Cardinals, but they keep letting me down. You think it's going to be 5?
5.
I'm going to prices right you and go 5.5 because you're way off. You got to be.
49ers 9.5.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I thought that would be double digits.
Eh.
You know what sucks?
I gave him the benefit of the doubt because it's divisional.
Remember we picked the Dolphins-Steelers game last week. We were like, 2 points, 3 points.
Yeah.
That whole game, we looked right.
Yeah,
we looked like geniuses.
Yeah, we did.
The Dolphins were up 14-0. They lose 27-14. I don't think they covered.
No, they didn't.
Oh, man, I was so ready. I was telling CJ, mark this down. We're going to brag on the podcast. And now
Yeah, it's
I
over.
still feel like it's a win.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole game because who did? But it seemed like it was a lock. I was like, man, I should have bet the Dolphins.
Right.
They screwed it up. They must really be that bad.
They're bad.
Texans at Jags. This is the London game.
That's actually a good London game.
Good London game.
And I'm going to say both solid teams. Who knows how they're going to play over there?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Houston -6. I feel like I nailed that one.
I'm going to go Houston by... No, you know what? I'm going to go Jaguars by 3.
Texans -2.
Oh, kind of split the difference between us.
Yeah,
By the way, do you say Jaguars or Jaguars?
Jaguars.
You say wires?
Jaguars.
Yeah, that's Jaguars.
Jaguars.
You know, they call them, which I think is crazy to me, but most Jaguars fans in Jacksonville, they call them the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Like how that's how you say it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How do you say it?
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah,
Jaguars.
that's interesting. I'm glad you say it that way.
Yeah, I'm glad I do too.
Bears at Eagles.
Bears at Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles by 6.
You're crazy. This has got to be a tighter game. No way they're that low on the Bears. -3.5 Eagles.
Eagles -5.
Ooh.
Wait, what'd you say?
6.
Okay, you got that one.
I got
Good
that
job.
one. Yeah, thank you.
Colts at Steelers.
Well, Steelers are still pretty bad. They played the Dolphins. I wonder if there's an overreaction. Probably not, because you're going to remember them being down 14-0 in the first quarter. So I'm going to say, I already forgot who they're playing. Who's playing the Steelers?
Colts.
Was way too into the Steelers thought there. Okay, Colts by 8, and it should be more.
I'm gonna go Colts by. It's at Steelers.
Yes.
Colts by 7. Did you say 7?
I said 8.
0.
0. It's a
pick?
pick?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's
no
ridiculous.
But what is this telling us? Something. This is like the guy from the future,
Right.
man. This
Right.
is somebody from the future that
That's
knows
stupid.
what's happening, and he put 20,000 future bucks on this game.
I don't see
And if
it.
they would just look at the paper money, they would see what it was printed in 2021. It doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't work that way.
I don't see it.
No, I'm telling you, this is one of those weird ass lines, and you should stay away from this game because
Yeah.
the Steelers are going to win by 21, and it's going to make no goddamn sense at all.
Right.
Jets at Dolphins.
Is it my turn? Jets at Dolphins. Oh, God. Shit bowl.
So bad though, it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be crazy.
I'll say Maybe the Dolphins get their first win this weekend.
This like pee-wee football, like when they're just learning how to play, and like there's gonna be fumbles all over the place.
Yeah.
And
Dolphins by 1.
I guess the Dolphins, they're gonna say, are that bad. The Jets aren't actually that bad. Jets by 3.
Jets minus 2.5.
Oh, got
So
that one
close, so
just about
close.
outright.
Titans at Panthers.
Panthers got a reality check. So I don't know. Is Cam Newton going to play this week? They were saying, Kyle Allen, there's a chance, for sure that he was going to take over that starting job, but then he played real bad. Something like 150 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not good. They might still be high on them. I'll go. It's at Carolina.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think it matters who's a quarterback, so whatever. I'm going to go with a pick.
It's Carolina and who?
Titans.
God, another shit bowl.
Who's the Titans quarterback right now?
I don't know.
It's Tannehill, right?
Moore. Is it Moore?
No, Moore's the quarterback of the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
Tannehill.
It is Tannehill.
And I think they won. I don't know. I'm just not that high. Maybe I'm wrong to call it a pick, but I'm just not that high in the Panthers at all anymore.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee by 3.
It is Panthers minus 4.
Ew.
Redskins at Bills.
Redskins at Bills. I'm going Bills by 6.
Bills, you might get good value on this, how bad they looked last week, but you could blame that all on the weather, I think.
Yeah.
They come back strong. The line's too small, but it will be minus 5.5.
Bills minus 9.5.
Oh, see,
Wow.
okay, that's actually that's good.
9.5?
I thought they were going to underrate them.
Lions at Raiders.
I think I'm done liking the Raiders. But this is the pickiest pick of all picks. This is a pick game. Even.
Who was it?
Lions at Raiders.
Lions. I really think the Lions are better than their record. I'm going Lions by 3.
Raiders minus 2.5.
Ugh.
Bucks at Seahawks.
Bucks at Seahawks. Seahawks by 7.
Seahawks by 6.5.
Seahawks minus 6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Browns at Broncos.
Come on down.
All right. How are the Browns this bad? It's crazy. Did you see the play where Baker just tossed the ball to the defense? Just the play was totally broken down, and he's still like, well, I'm supposed to throw it, so I'm just going to throw it.
Dude,
He's
bad.
Not a good look.
No.
That's like butt fumble bad.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Browns, who the hell are they playing again?
Broncos.
We're bad at this. Once we go on a rant, it's just over.
Wait, who did you say, CJ? I'm sorry.
Browns at Broncos.
God.
Browns, Broncos.
This is a terrible week in the NFL.
So, I think they're pretty even otherwise, so I'll go -2 Broncos.
And it's at Broncos.
Yes.
Broncos, you said 2.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos by 3.
Browns minus 3.
That's bullshit.
That's weird.
Packers at Chargers.
Packers by 5.
Packers by 4.
Packers by 3.5.
Ugh, wow.
So close,
Wow.
but not hitting any of these.
Patriots at Ravens.
Ravens are overrated. So much.
No. Yo, my boy Dave, he's on Patreon. He's a Ravens fan. He's not liking that right
They
now.
just are, though.
Shout out to Dave.
It's never been done. Look at my last article. Actually, no. I thought I had. We waited a little bit on my last article. I got an article coming out on the acesbader.com this Thursday night. It's all about the running quarterback, the history, and what I think about it going forward. Very little my opinion. I'm throwing stats at you, and you can decide for yourself. And you might be surprised how I come out on certain players. But, stay tuned for that. Check that out on Thursday. If you're listening, that'll be coming out tomorrow. That being said, little key into what I say there is don't like the Ravens. So I'm sorry. It's just
No, it's okay. He really
he's
does.
doing things that just historically never ever work.
Yeah,
Lamar
they don't
Jackson.
last. Yeah.
So,
Patriots at Ravens.
but I did say the
Yes.
Patriots might be a little bit overrated. We'll see. Patriots defense looks awesome.
They really do.
The kind of defense that shuts down the Ravens. I think bettors are going to go safety here, and it's going to be Patriots minus 5.5, but should be higher.
I'm gonna go Patriots -7.
Patriots -3.5.
Wow.
That's just. I mean, I'm going to bet on the Patriots.
Wow. Yeah, I'd bet on the Patriots.
Lately, I've been betting on one game. That doesn't make me a gambler, and I don't have to sweat it out because I'm a bad gambler. So that might be the one game I pick.
Yeah. What is that? The Sunday night game?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a prime
And
time.
the Monday night game, Cowboys at Giants.
I'm going Giants by 3.
You are not.
I am.
Well, that's dumb.
I don't think that that's the spread, but that's what I think is going to happen.
That's why, yeah. Jeez. Cowboys by 7.
It's at Giants. It's in
Yes.
New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
Cowboys by 7.
Nailed it.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
But I do think the Cowboys have a chance to lose that game.
I really do. I think that they're going to lose by 3. That's how I feel.
I half believed it when they played the Jets. I think I might have just got lucky on that pick. But I believe it a little bit with the Giants just because I'm not that high on the Cowboys, and they have a lot of talent there. And Daniel Jones, I think you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know that you're supposed to be intimidated by this team necessarily. And
Yeah.
it's in their own. It might be a whole different animal if they're going to Dallas,
Right.
but
Right.
it's in their own stadium. I think they got a chance.
Yeah. You ready for clickbait?
Let's do it.
Tom Brady jersey stolen from Pat's Museum. Suspect arrested.
I guess, that's pretty cool, I guess. There's fanatics up there in Boston. I don't know. What do they do up there? There's nothing left for them to do up there. All they do is win. It just drives me fucking crazy. I'm sick of it.
Maybe it was OJ. He's just confused at this point. He stopped stealing his own shit. Now he's going after
Anything?
the goods. He probably thinks they're going to think Tom Brady did it. That's what they did to me. It's actually the perfect crime.
All right. MLB. Rob Drake apologizes for threatening civil war over Trump impeachment.
I saw a story about this guy. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's crazy that the world is going in a crazy direction right now. Everybody is mad at each other, and now you got major league umpires.
Well, that's what we
chiming
said.
in
Yeah.
and talking about that shit. It's
Twitter
just nuts.
is, and I hate the expression garbage fire. Can we retire that
Yeah,
forever?
Sure.
My new thing, what I like to say is, Twitter's a bad neighborhood. It just really is, and people to just stay out of it. It's not good.
It's toxic.
You should use Twitter for what it's good for. We've talked about that on this episode. It's good for news. It's good for that kind of stuff, but it's so easy to be nasty as hell.
Yeah.
But also, when somebody fires off a tweet like this, he's in the public eye. He's an umpire.
Right.
He's just getting crazy Twitter fingers, and he's just firing off a tweet. He doesn't actually want to buy an AK-47 and shoot people. He doesn't actually. Let's use our big boy brains
Yeah, maybe not.
and big girl brains and big non-binary brains, and just think for a second. He's not going to buy a gun and shoot anybody. People talk crazy on Twitter. It just happens. Let's not exaggerate and be dumb ourselves. He's dumb. Let's not jump in the dumb pool with him.
I think, It's always good to be cautious about shit like this, I suppose. It's all crazy. Next, CJ.
Ohio University rugby team busted for alleged hazing, get naked and rub genitals on cars.
Where was this?
Ohio University.
Ohio or Ohio State? Not Ohio State.
No, Ohio University.
Ugh. Ohio. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's part to get into you got to do this to get into the fraternity.
Yeah,
you got to run around
it's the rugby
rugby
team
team.
hazing.
Oh, to get on the rugby
kind
team.
of all right with this because
I'm pretty okay
rugby
with it.
teams. It's like a club team. It's
Yeah.
the rules don't apply.
Yeah, they just do. And it's
But
like,
I mean, a hazing thing, you're really just gonna make someone rub their dick on a car.
yeah, I mean that's
I've
pretty
seen
fucked
some
up.
stuff. I
At least put the dick in the tailpipe or something.
my friends were part of. I was friends with a frat. I would like buy kegs. I went to IUP, notorious party school here in Pennsylvania, and I would buy the kegs and try to make a few bucks, and you sell cups and all that kind of stuff for the party. So I would hang around this frat a lot. I wasn't part of the frat, but I saw some crazy stuff go down. Just insane. There was one time where I may or may not, allegedly, I took part in mixing up a concoction that everybody had to take a swig from. And it was basically anything you could find in the bathroom or kitchen, and you just made it into a nice little cocktail. There was soap,
That's terrible.
spaghetti sauce, hot sauce, soda, milk, and they had to drink this stuff. And hey, that's college, though. It's crazy, and it's not necessarily right. It's kind of hilarious.
I suppose that
but
making them run around and wipe their junk on cars is certainly better than running around wiping their junk on people,
yeah.
right? As long as none of that's going on.
You
I
just
don't
got
really
to
see
know
the
better.
problem.
It's like, dumb tweets. You got to know better that in this day and age, you just can't do that stuff anymore.
Right.
And it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be doing that stuff. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff is why I never bothered to join a frat.
Right.
Seriously, I didn't want to put myself in a point of absolute humiliation.
Right. Next, CJ.
LeBron James forced to evacuate after wildfire ravages neighborhood.
Okay, I thought the wildfires were bad, but I didn't know this bad. So LeBron, now he's forced out of his home?
Yes.
Okay, now we need to put everything down and really focus on this problem. It is crazy that, and I'll admit it, I didn't really know about the forest fires going on until the LeBron thing goes down. It's crazy.
It's really
I didn't even know about it.
It's really crazy, man.
But it was kind of recently that it all started, right?
Well, it's a big thing since they started turning off the power in California because it started from a transformer blowing from too much power being used.
Isn't that just ridiculous? And now just what is it up to now? It's 30,000 acres or something, close to it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Just crazy. And you watch the footage of people driving through it, and it's just that's Armageddon-esque type scenery. You know what I mean? Just you see that,
Yeah.
and it's just how do you not think the worst is happening? You know what I mean? It's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. I don't even know why people live in California. Can I just say that? I don't even know why people live out there
it's
now.
the worst.
Besides the high taxes and all the terrible things that I hear about, you literally live on a fault line that could cause the end of your entire state.
The quality of life just keeps going down.
It's
The
just
homelessness
crazy.
keeps going
Yeah,
up.
and I just don't know why anybody lives in California.
Because it's nice weather.
Yeah, all year.
No,
I
actually,
get it.
I've said,
You also
if-
may or may not have to be evacuated because the entire land around you is on fire once a year.
I've said, and I kind of still agree with the idea. When I was a younger man, now I'm kind of set where I'm at, but when I was younger, I loved the idea of moving to Florida and renting. Because first of all, the property value is way down. If you can get yourself a nice job, you get a good bang for your buck. The downside, you're living in a really nice climate. The downside is hurricanes. But if you rent, it really takes away that problem. And if you don't like it, one of the you see rental properties going up all over the place now. It's a very trendy thing to do. You're not locked into one location could be on the move in a heartbeat if it's necessary. How many times I've seen people buy a house and in 5 years they lose their job, their job relocates, they got to sell the house at a loss. It seems like, why aren't people moving to Florida? Rent. But they're buying homes in California. And like you said, it seems like there's just a lot of stuff at stake. I remember in 6th grade, I was told sometime in the next 20 years, California is going to break off. They said there was like, I would love to watch the videos we were shown in history class back then, see them now, when there's scientists literally saying that, hey, the big one could happen any day. It's going to happen in the next 20 or 30 years, but it could be tomorrow. And it's like, well, dude, I'm 11 years old and I'm freaked out right now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Now I have that information, which seems to be false, but I've been living with that information for the last, 20 years of my life. Assholes.
Right. It could happen any day. I don't know.
And I'm
that
not
whole shit's
sure.
just bananas to me.
I'm not a fault scientist.
Right. Have you seen San Andreas?
I played the video game.
Next, CJ.
George R.R. Martin. I'll finish the Game of Thrones books before Jets or Giants win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. I don't know the way that he's
I
going.
literally don't know. I don't.
The way that he's going, it's that's kind of questionable.
I don't quote unquote read books. But by the way, check out This Day in Philadelphia Sports by Kevin Reeby and Brian Sartari, and Incredible Baseball Stats by one of those guys and Ryan Spader.
Boom. By the way, did you hear that the Game of Thrones, the show guys are off of the 2 bits of Game of Thrones related news real quick, is that the Game of Thrones prequel series on HBO is done, like canceled. Like they're done with it. They're trying to figure something else out, I guess, as of today. And the other thing is that the 2 guys who did the show for HBO, they were trying to do a Star Wars trilogy, and that's canned as well. So, disappointing.
Weird. Next,
CJ.
World Series fans hang impeach Trump banners. President booed.
God, that was brutal for him. It looked bad. It was not a good look. And what to make matters worse, it was the same day. It was on Sunday, right? It was the same day that he announced that they killed the leader of ISIS and stuff. Like, you would think that people would be generally happier about things, and that was pretty shitty.
People dig in. I mean,
it was
you know what?
Very angry stadium.
It was I forget the name of the show. Was it Morning Joe on MSNBC? And they were talking about, this is bad for the country when you got people hanging banners impeach Trump now. Like the whole country is looking at us right now, and we kind of look dumb. We got to reel in a little bit of this. Like, Twitter is leaking into the real world. We got to just, reel it in. Everything's going to be okay. And besides that, I've been saying for a while now, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, whatever, if you want Trump out, the last thing you should be doing is stirring this stuff up, because nobody changes their damn minds anymore. People just dig in. So just stop making a big deal of stuff. If people would stop talking about Trump, you might have a chance to kick him out of office. But you got to stop doing this stuff, because then the people that are angry at you just get angrier.
It's all a mess. That just that was a perfect representation, I think, of just how messy it is.
Mm-hmm.
That scene right there is just a straight up look in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, that is America in a nutshell right now. It's just everybody's mad, and that guy's there. It's just, that's to me how it is.
Like, the option is just, hey, be less mad.
Yeah.
Take care of your kids and get caught up on Netflix. You'll be happier.
Do you have any more, CJ?
Yeah, I have 3 more.
Oh, God.
All right. Najee Houston blown away by skater with cerebral palsy. That's amazing.
That is amazing. I saw a video of this guy. Fantastic.
Women's Series, World Series boob flashers.
I want to talk about this. Cool. Yeah.
Rip topless double standard. Men can do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay, fine, but it's not a double. Like, this is one of those things. Like, we got to stop pretending we're so dumb. Stop pretending you're so dumb, and this is a new thing. Oh yeah, you think flashing your boobs has not been against the rules forever? You can argue whether it's right or not, but you know it's wrong, and that's why you did it. So don't come and with this bullshit. No, you're trying to push your business. That's why you did it. That's why you got noticed.
In this situation, I agree that
It's
they're
still-
pushing their business, their Instagram models. Like it
is against the rules.
How many? I think 500,000 followers because of this, something like that. Like
And then
crazy.
The bullshit letter that they came out with that said they were banned by Major League Baseball. No, they weren't. They should be getting in trouble for that, for slandering.
Wait, that
Major
was
League
bullshit. That was bullshit.
Major League Baseball, I don't think, came out and said it's bullshit because they haven't said anything about it.
Okay.
So, no, it was 2 hours or so after the game. She has a hand-typed letter that's signed by... And Major League Baseball doesn't do it like that. You get banned by individual stadiums.
Okay.
Regardless, if you get banned, there's paperwork.
They should absolutely get in trouble for that.
It's a legal paperwork thing you have to fill out so that if you break the agreement that you're banned, then there's a legal process. You get charged with trespassing. It's not just, a letter shows up by, courier 2 hours after you leave the game. It doesn't work that way. And if you look at that letter, it's fishy as hell. I mean, it's like 2 paragraphs long. It's extremely short for saying, yeah, you're banned from all stadiums until further notice. Little ambiguous there, but it's just the whole thing is it's a ploy. And I don't know if they're going to get in any trouble for it. As far as I know, there's been no official statement from Major League Baseball. The problem is people are slandering Major League Baseball online saying, for that exact reason, what did they do wrong? Because they believe that, a topless man, same thing as a topless woman, whatever. But they're saying, I'm not going to a Major League Baseball game ever again. Well, dude, it's a fake letter. Right. So they need to get, Major League Baseball maybe should make a statement.
Yeah.
And set the record straight.
All right, here's the last one.
Quick.
Breaking news. NCAA votes to allow student athletes to get paid. We must embrace change.
Good.
So this is to make money off their likeness. But it's a new story, right? So I don't know all the
It's
particulars.
breaking, yeah.
Right. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm kind of cool with it if they just say, hey, you can make money off your likeness, period.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of people that are upset from the sports that don't make any damn money and nobody could care less about your likeness. Tough.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that if you're a star at whatever you're doing and you can market that, go for it.
Yeah.
It's when you try to make things even for people that don't deserve to make money off their likeness is when it gets weird. As long as there's no profit sharing, totally cool with that idea.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works.
Yeah. I'm down with it. Let's do go to the week and get out of here.
Might Be Sports presents the greatest of all time.
Of the week. My clear-cut go to the week this week could be Bill Belichick for getting his 300th win this week. But it's Anthony Davis for telling LeBron James that his fake hair was falling off in the middle of a game. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
So, apparently, because you know how LeBron wears, the headbands and stuff. Well, it was, fake hair on the top of his head was, flopping up over the headband a little bit. And somebody not LeBron was shooting a free throw. And you just see Anthony Davis, pointing at his hair, trying to tell him, yo, I'm talking about your hair. Your hair's falling off. And it gave time for LeBron to, put it back in place.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's got an actual...
He's got a
rug.
piece of some kind, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he would allow that.
I don't think it's a full-blown toupee. I think it's just a almost like a patchwork kind of deal because he's only missing it's to fix the receding hairline.
Nowadays, it seems like if you have the money, you can totally fix that.
It might
situation.
be something to do with that, but it was just all fucked up. It definitely looked fucked up. You could see it was kind of up over the headband a little bit.
That's awesome.
Who do you got?
All right, well, we didn't talk much World Series, but you know what? Nobody's really paying attention to the damn World Series anyway. The ratings suck. I like the Astros, but I, too, will admit, when I kind of lose a rooting interest, it was a lot more exciting when the Astros were in it a few years back, and it was their first shot at a title. This year, I'm into it, just not as much. But Garrett Cole, Game 5 winning pitcher for the Astros, he's going to be a free agent in the offseason. The Phillies are interested. A lot of teams are going to be interested. This guy's going to make a ton of money. He's kind of the Bryce Harper coming on to the market in the offseason. Going to make a ton of money. And you couldn't go out in a better fashion. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run. The Astros win the game, take the series lead. Tonight, if you're listening to this, last night, looking to close it out, see how that goes. Maybe Astros are champions. So crazy to imagine that when they went so many decades without one. But he's gone. You'd think, the Astros can't sign all these guys. They've had all-stars at every damn position for years now, and their rotation is just too stacked. You can't keep them all. So where's Garrett Cole going to go? Hope for the Phillies. It's a little intimidating to have 2 guys that could potentially be making, $70 million between them, but there's no cap in baseball. It's not my money. I'm rooting for it. I hope Garrett Cole ends up a Philly. It's my official statement on the matter, and man, it's going to be a long offseason, but it's going to be a fun one if it's true that the Phillies have interest. And it was the most fun I've had with the Phillies, which is embarrassing this year, has been following what they've been doing with Bryce Harper. Kind of had nothing to do with their play on the field. So the offseason can be fun when you're targeting one of those big fish. So hopefully the Phillies can land this one.
Yeah, we'll see. We didn't even get to their new coach or anything like that, but all that'll have to wait for next week. Go to patreon.com/MBN Network to get the other half hour of this show. We're going to talk about our fantasy football league. Maybe we'll talk a little bit of Phillies and their new manager, whatever. We'll get to it. Patreon.com/MBN Network. Reevy, great job this week. Peace out. CJ, fantastic as well, always as well. See you guys next week.